Hello friends, we're here with another great story. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about reading genres. I've talked in the past about how different stories have different groups that they're put into, or genres. Remember that silly French word genre here? G-E-N-R-E-S is genres, a group of different types of reading books. You have informational books, biographies, which are books about real people, science fiction, poetry, autobiographies, fantasy, mystery, historical fiction, realistic fiction, and traditional literature. So as we go through now, since we're done with our award books, we're going to work on some different genres. Last week, we worked on historical fiction. Our story about Freedom Summer, about Joe and John Henry Waddell, was historical fiction. And that means a made-up story that could have really happened in the past. So the history part comes into play there. But it's a made-up story. This week's story that I'm going to read to you comes from a group of stories that we would call realistic fiction. Here, that word fiction means not true, correct? But realistic means real-like. So realistic fiction is a made-up story that could happen in real life today. So my story today is realistic fiction, and the title of the story is called Madeline Finn and the Library Dog. There's Madeline Finn and the Library Dog. This was actually an award nominee about 2 or 3 years ago, and I believe it came in 3rd place in the state of Missouri. So Lisa Papp is the author and illustrator. Lisa Papp. So Madeline Finn, there she is, and the Library Dog. Here we go. Our realistic fiction story for this week. I'd call this the title page, but it doesn't have the author and illustrator and publisher. A lot of book companies, publishers, are starting to do that more, put an extra page in with the title again. Here's the true title page because it has the author, illustrator in this case is the same person, and then the publishing company. What do you think Madeline's face tells you? Does she look happy? Looks a little mad? I wonder why. Let's see what happens. Here we go. I do not like to read. Not books, not magazines, not even the menu on the ice cream truck. And I especially do not like to read out loud. Keep trying, Madeline Finn, my teacher says. But sometimes I can't figure out the words. Sometimes the sentences get stuck in my mouth like peanut butter. Sometimes people giggle when I make a mistake. It's not polite to laugh at anybody. And I never get a star sticker from my teacher, not even a smiley face. Instead, I get a heart that says, keep trying. I get a lot of keep trying stickers, but I want the star. Stars are for good readers. Stars are for understanding words and for saying them out loud. But I know what else they're for. Stars are for making wishes. So I made a wish for my very own star. I guess wishes take a while because I don't get my star on Monday or Tuesday. Keep trying, my teacher tells me on Wednesday. On Thursday, I say the frog's name wrong. It's Samuel. I try to get away with Sam, but it doesn't work. Friday is no better. On Saturday, Mom takes me to the library. Hello, Madeline Finn, Miss Dimple says. She's our librarian. I don't like to read, I remind her in case she's forgot. Oh, I remember, she says. But today we have something special, something you might enjoy. Madeline Finn, would you like to read to a dog? That would be fun. Look at all those furry friends. Miss Dimple leads me over to a big white dog. This is Bonnie. Why don't you pick out a book to read to her? She's a great listener. Bonnie is beautiful, like a big snowy polar bear. Would you like to try? Mom asks. Yes, please, I say, but not very loud. At first, I'm nervous. I get the letters mixed up. The words don't sound right. But then I look at Bonnie, and she looks right into my eyes. She doesn't giggle. I feel better. I try again. Halfway through, I get stuck on another word. Bonnie doesn't mind. She puts her big paws in my lap and lets me pet her until I figure it out. After that, Bonnie and I read together every Saturday. It's fun to read when you're not afraid of making mistakes. Bonnie teaches me that it's okay to go slow and to keep trying, just like the sticker says. I still don't have a star, but I can be patient, like Bonnie. Soon it is almost time to read in class again, but when I go to the library, Bonnie's not there. Neither is Mrs. Dimple. Would you like to wait for another dog? The other librarian asks. No, thank you, I say as polite as I can. Don't worry, Mom tells me later. Bonnie was just busy today. But what about school? I ask. You'll do fine, she says. Just pretend you're reading to Bonnie. On Monday morning, I am very nervous. Madeline Finn, would you like to read next? The teacher asks. Yes, please, I say, but still not very loud. The first sentence goes pretty well. Then I mess up on a word, and then another. I hear someone giggle. But then I think about Bonnie. I take up a deep breath and pretend she's right next to me. Next thing I know, I'm at the bottom of the page. I look at my teacher, and she has a big smile on her face. I did it! I got my star! On Saturday, we go to the library again. Miss Dimple is back. I got my star, I tell her. I want to give it to Bonnie. Well done, Madeline Finn, she says. I think Bonnie might have a surprise for you, too. What would Bonnie have as a surprise? What do you think? Madeline Finn, would you like to read to Bonnie and her puppies? Look at all those beautiful babies. Yes, please, I say, nice and loud. Did you like that story? Could all of that really happen? Sure it could. So while the author made up the story, it's made up, it's fiction. It is realistic fiction because it could happen. It is real-like. I hope you enjoyed this story. Don't give up on your reading. We're all working on it together, and each day you get better. When you have a book, read it twice. Practice the words. Sound them out. It takes time, but everybody gets there. Happy reading.